WTIMnews.com.
Your information station. WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You'll find those streams online on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube at WTIM TV. I'm here in studio with Superintendent of Pawnee School District, Tim Cradiville. Great to have you along.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How was your summer?
Good. I actually got away for once.
Wow.
We all kind of have to get away just a little bit.
No kidding.
I was wrapping up my first, I wasn't really a full year superintendency since I got in October.
Most of the year.
But for the most part, yeah. So just learning things that have to get done in the summer and trying to plan. Since, used to, as a principal, you have all of July off. So just trying to plan some breaks and get away, but while at the same time making sure things are being done at the school. But it was a great summer, and we very excited to be back at school and back to what we would consider a normal school year, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. What are some of the things the school district worked on over the summer while the kids were away?
Obviously general maintenance, but at the same time, we were approved for our ESSER 3 grant. So we had some big projects that are tied to that. We did a new outdoor learning area near the space we had was near the football field, but it's an area out there, just concrete stuff that needed to be done. Just like every part of the industry now, it's a lot of waiting. A lot of the stuff, it seemed like it was 16 to 18 weeks for stuff to be delivered. So, we're waiting on lockers and we're waiting on computer parts. And I mean, the list goes on. So, that's a part of the job that I really wasn't prepared for, is staying in contact with vendors, making sure that they haven't forgot about us, and, trying to get timely delivery of materials. The plan always is to have everything done before the kids get back into school, but just with what's going on today with supplies and companies, it's almost impossible. So we have several big projects. We have a door project. We have a canopy project for the grade school that we're just going to have to try to squeeze in around the kids.
Canopy project out in the playground area, or?
Well, actually, we do have a playground project as well, and that's another hurry up and wait project as we're starting to run out of seasonal weather to be able to do that. So that might be a spring project, but no, we're looking at adding a covering entering the grade school entrance.
Okay, so very good. Well, any other projects that you'd like to highlight or talk about here, or maybe something that you're looking forward to in the?
Well, we're still, as a school district, trying to discuss whether we're looking at building a new building or whether we're looking at renovation. I know that's kind of been a monthly thing when I've come in here and talked to you. And obviously those types of projects take a lot of time. And when you're spending the taxpayers' money, and a large amount of the taxpayers' money, you want to make sure that what you are going to do is going to be in the best interest of the community, the school district, for the long haul. I mean, school buildings, you expect to get 50 to 75 years out of them, if not longer, depending on where you're at. And, we want to make sure we make the best decision for our students in Pawnee. So it's a slow process. It was about a month ago, they announced that the Emberclear plant was going to come into Pawnee. Hopefully that project still continues to move through. So there'll be some additional funding that will come into the school district. So we're trying to make sure that, we don't go and ask the taxpayers for money when we might have some money coming in. So right now we're just kind of waiting to see how everything settles out. And, we have a great school board, so I know that they'll make a decision that is in the best interest, like I said, for the next 50 years in the Pawnee School District.
Has the school district presented any particular plans?
We've had some rough plans going back to originally when we had talked about this. We were looking at an elementary school addition, an HVAC upgrade, and a new multi-purpose gym weight room situation. I think those are still there. But obviously, if we're going to build a new building, then those will be wrapped into a new project. So we do still have some priorities, and we'll just have to see if it's a new construction or some sort of renovation.
That sounds like it's the number one decision you have to make before you can come up with any solid building plans.
It does, and as a school district, we just obviously just started again. At enrollment, we're up a few students this year.
That's good to
We're
hear.
not growing at massive rates, but we had been losing some students, so we are actually up a few students. We don't expect massive growth, but again, with a power plant coming into the district, you never know. So, there's a lot of decisions to be made, and like I said, I'm confident that we'll make the decision that's the best interest of our school district and community.
Some may not know that as superintendent for a bit, you also served as principal of, was it the high school? Junior high.
I was junior high school, and then I was able to pawn that off on the grade school principal. But yeah, I was high school principal and superintendent.
Okay. And well,
you look at it on paper and you say, oh, that's not going to be an issue. It is. You should be able to do both positions, and until you get into it. And I know smaller school districts sometimes explore that type of situation where you have a superintendency principal at the same time. I wouldn't say it didn't work. It was difficult. It was difficult because obviously as a superintendent and principal, you view the same problem a little differently, and to try to split that and to make decisions based on how you would view it in the different positions was challenging. There were two of us as far as administrators in the district for a good portion of last school year, and we were exhausted. And Chris Henneman, our grade school principal, took over the junior high as well, plus athletics, which is a lot. He did a great job. We survived, but the board did see that it probably would be in the best interest of the district if we went back to the traditional route of the two administrators and then superintendency. So we did hire a lady by the name of Nikki Goodall, who was at Virginia High School last year. So she's a new junior high school principal.
Well, so I also know that you are always looking for staffing. What are you looking for right now at Pawnee?
Well, really, our big need right now is a chorus teacher. Our chorus teacher decided to move on to a different industry, which, as you talk to superintendents or principals, this last year and a half, it's been pretty common that staff have either moved to other school districts or just moved out of education altogether. It definitely, coming out of these COVID years, were probably the most challenging for everybody involved in education. So, for us right now to only need a choir teacher, we're in pretty good shape. So if there's any choir teachers out there, we'll hire right now. So apply at Pawnee. But you hope you get through the school year that the staff, no staff leaves us, because everybody is in a shortage. We're just stealing from other districts, and the districts are stealing from us, and there's just not a lot of new candidates out there.
But it's safe to say that principal position is closed and fulfilled.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And happy that it is.
All right. Well, that's Superintendent of Pawnee School District, Tim Carterville, here on the WTIM Morning Show. More from him after this quick break. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM.
For over 100 years, Kemmer Village in Assumption, Illinois, has been supporting children and families in need. They've been able to provide residential treatment and foster care services, an on-ground school, equestrian therapy, recreation therapy, and a great summer camp because of the generosity of caring people across Illinois. Your investment can be as rewarding to you as it is to the children. Go to www.kemmervillage.org/donate and help make a difference in a child's life.
Chip Flory here, inviting you to join the conversation as we tackle the current issues of agriculture every weekday morning at 10:06 on the Talk of Central Illinois, News Talk WTIM. I host AgriTalk, the nation's longest-running interview show dedicated to discussing agriculture issues with the newsmakers and include you in the conversation via our toll-free number. We're here weekdays mornings at 10:06. We are AgriTalk.
Hello, I'm Dick Adams, the new Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. From helping Taylorville and Pawnee establish and promote their industrial parks to constant communication with existing and prospective employers, our ongoing work has helped grow and attract many businesses. Funding comes from both public and private sources and is vital to continuing our work toward attracting more jobs. Find out more online at christiancountyedc.org.
This announcement donated by the Miller Media Group.
From school physicals to annual exams, the SIU Center for Family Medicine across from Kroger in Taylorville is here to help. It is important for kids and adults to see a provider on a regular basis to prevent illnesses. New students, preschoolers, kindergartners, 6th and 9th grade students are required to get a physical exam. Now is the time to schedule your child's back-to-school physical. Call 824-1134 for your appointment at SIU Center for Family Medicine, Taylorville.
Jim Stepp is the owner of Central Illinois Asphalt in Taylorville. With over 40 years in the asphalt paving business, he's still at it today, based in Taylorville. Don't trust fly-by-night pavers claiming they've got extra asphalt, then play gotcha. Call Jim Stepp at Central Illinois Asphalt for asphalt repair and sealing, and make your driveway or parking lot dust-free with recycled asphalt and environmentally friendly sealer that doesn't contain coal tar and other harmful things to your health. Reach Jim by Googling Central Illinois Asphalt Taylorville for quality work at fair prices. He's your local paver with over 40 years experience.
Whatever you want to do financially, it's achievable with People's Bank and Trust. Find a personal or business banker simply by clicking the People's Bank and Trust icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Robinson from Advanced Title. Whether selling your home on your own or through your local realtor, please give us a call at 824-8007 for all your title work needs.
Your information station. WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. School back in session for Central Illinois and the Pawnee School District. I have Superintendent Tim Croneville. Couple of weeks into the school year now. How's it been?
It's been good. It's I know I'm in the right profession because I'm still excited every year to come back, to see the teachers, to see the students. This is my 24th year, I think, in education. This is starting my 12th at Pawnee. It's hard to believe it's gone by that fast. You know, I spent 11 years at Taylorville, taught at Taylorville, and loved my time there. And then obviously I've been at Pawnee for 12 years now, so I've been out of Taylorville for a long time, which is really, really hard to believe. But the fall is a great time of school year. Mm-hmm. Football obviously kind of drives the bus. We had a big win, and that Chris will be coming in here next, but we did beat Kincaid last week on our home field, and it was a good way to start the season. It's always big rivals between South Fork and ourselves. So we started with a win. Volleyball's in full swing. We've got junior high baseball and softball that are just getting ready to kind of wrap up. I know junior high softball regionals are next week, and then junior high baseball regionals, I think, are 2 weeks after that. I've been busy as a dad and as an administrator. I try to get to as many events as I can. My daughter's an 8th grader for the junior high softball team, so I get a chance to go out and watch her. Obviously, we have cheer. We have a new band director, Jamie Wright, who was from Kincaid, retired after many, many years. So we have a new band director. A lot of kids out for band, clubs and organizations. I mean, everything is starting up, and it's an exciting time of the school year. I always like the change of weather, but like I said, with kids coming back into school, with the seasons, and like I said, football is always exciting, even if your team's not very good. And I'm not saying we're not very good. I think we'll have a good football season. It's exciting to go out there Friday or Saturday night and see everybody and see them compete. And like I said, we had a great opening day. We go to the Decatur this next weekend and see what happens.
Who are you taking on in Decatur?
LSA.
Okay.
Decatur
All right.
Lutheran. The 8-man association that we're part of and South Fork is part of, it's growing. The rumor is IHSA is going to take that over next year, the year after. I mean, that's the point that 8-man football has grown, and it has been great for our community. We were very, very competitive for a number of years in 11-man football and playoff appearances and conference championships, but demographics change, and 8-man gives us the opportunity to compete, to still make playoffs, to have a run at a state title, and to keep that excitement in the community every weekend in the fall. And a lot of communities like us that are smaller are finding the joy of 8-man football. And again, if you see 8-man football, you don't notice a lot of difference between 8-man and 11-man. So, it's been a great fit for us. And I don't, even though our numbers are up, we're in the 30s this year, which in the past, for 11-man football would be great. But even with our numbers up, I think 8-man is probably where we're going to stay.
I think a big reason, from my experience too, with that is football numbers are inconsistent on enrollment, right? They can go up and down. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. And, one of the things that all schools our size usually have difficulty with is linemen. So the 8-man game with the removing of a lineman, really on both sides of the ball, or two linemen on both sides of the ball, allows a school like us to compete with less linemen. And even the big programs a lot of times struggle getting linemen, but that is a big change, and that allows us to compete because you just don't always have those big guys.
Yes, absolutely. The difference now that obviously the line, I think there's one or two less linemen on the offensive line, and then typically you're seeing like a running back or two, and then one or two wide receivers, depending on what you throw out there, right?
Correct.
Right. Yeah. That's obviously a very loose interpretation.
It is. There's a lot of aspects of it of who's eligible to catch passes. I mean, it's a lot looser than a 11-man, but you'd think, everybody's going to be passing all the time, but it's still primarily 90% a run game.
Yeah. And boy, with fewer people to tackle you, if you get out in open space, look out for those fast kids.
And there have been a lot of, especially you get some teams that have some really, really good running backs. There's a lot of long touchdowns.
Yeah. You also get some pretty insane scores.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at this last week, I mean, it was a close game for 3 quarters. That's true. I mean, we only scored 26. So, I mean, you're not not talking, but there are some, if you look at it, that would be in the 50s or 60s for sure.
Yeah. Well, obviously football is very big for your community. You mentioned volleyball. I know you co-op with a lot of schools for athletics. What are some of the other athletics that your kids are participating in? Yeah,
we also have a couple kids that are playing soccer for Raymond Lincolnwood. We have co-opted with them for a couple of years. I don't know if we have any cross-country runners this year. We normally co-op with Auburn for cross-country. In the past, we've done golf with Auburn. We don't have any golfers right now. Bass fishing's a spring sport. But those are the only, and in the spring, we also co-op with Morrisonville for track. So
of course,
other than that, we don't co-op with anybody else for any of our other sports. Again, our numbers have been pretty good. We are lucky that, our student body is very, very active, not only in sports, but obviously our extracurriculars. And, in a small school district, they have to be. If students aren't doing multiple things, our school district dies. I mean, it really does. And our clubs and organizations die. So, very, very proud that our students are active in multiple things.
Anything else that you'd like to say about the direction of Pawnee School District? I know you got to go here in a moment.
Yeah, you'd like to think we're going in the right direction. Not trying to give myself a pat on the back, but I've been there 12 years. I love Pawnee. It's a great community to be in. Very supportive. The community is very supportive of our school district. I'm just as all the superintendents probably that come in here, we just hope for a normal, safe school year for everybody, that there's no interruptions and we can go back to whatever is normal. And, I can't wait to hear Chris Clark on the radio on the way home back to Pawnee. So you got to get him in here soon.
Yeah, he's coming in here in just a moment. The superintendent of Pawnee School District, Tim Cardaville, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.